Noisy Pixel.
Axis is continuing to publish those sweet Automate titles in the West, which have commonly shared darker and edgier themes. Now, this isn't inherently bad, but sometimes you don't want to wait until the obligatory fan disc to see a softer side of the romance. I mean, sometimes you just want to date cute anime boys without spiraling, overarching narratives. For instance, there are an ungodly amount of shoujo games without them. Why should shoujo games be any different? In the newest Idea Factory developed Otome, Cafe Enchante, we get something that could be that it isn't. Damn it, we were so close. In Cafe Enchante, you play as Kotone Awaki, a young woman who has just received the keys to her grandfather's old coffee shop and wants to revive it. However, upon discovering a back room, she encounters a series of doors that lead to other worlds. Yes, turns out that our coffee shop is an inter-universe hotspot. Once Kotone flips the clothesline to open, she is met by our 5 romance options. We've got Canis, the Headless Knight, more specifically Dullahan. Il, because that spelling doesn't get confusing at all. The fallen angel Otaku who has bad taste. He ships Cardia and Lupin when Cardia and Vector is clearly the best Code Realized pairing. Come on. The remaining characters include a tsundere beast boy named Ignis from a world called Beastia, and a man who works for the government paranormal measures, which supervises otherworldly occurrences and makes sure they don't threaten the world. Last but not least is Miser, a demon king who holds the obligatory closest to canon route that can only be unlocked after every other route. Cafe Enchante's visual style is impeccable. Aside from a highly detailed collection of portraits, poses, and outfits for each of the characters, it's also got a seriously impressive UI. There's like a restaurant menu styling for our main and extras menu, but the rest of them have a striking visual flair. There's also an option to display the heroine portraits or turn them off, but why would you ever do that? And a detailed chapter select menu to make replays a bit easier. This works because the common route is very, very long. Bafflingly long. It spends like the first 3 chapters, approximately 5 hours, setting up its narrative before moving on to the multiversal monster world adventures. This ended up leaving a bitter taste in my mouth, if only because I wanted the story to go in a different direction. Still, it's still quite fun, making for the slowest story we've actually gotten out of Axis to translate thus far. Unfortunately, it feels like the game has decided to throw a new wave of exposition at you, which really drags it down at this point. Kotone is a fantastic protagonist who is intelligent and relishes in it. This makes it fun to watch at least how she reacts to each situation, which is integral to achieving your happy ending. As the character routes follow the same formula as other Idea Factory titles, you can pretty much see every reveal coming a mile away. This wouldn't matter if the story didn't like treating those reveals like big dramatic twists. Amusingly, this actually seems to serve the purpose of subduing the more character-focused reveals, which actually leads to those feeling like they have more weight. The story beats between the action really sell the more climactic moments, but it can get rather wordy at times. These dramatic twists are highly specific and purpose-built to inject a large dose of tragic and dark backstory into each character. Luckily, even when the story does focus on them, it never loses track entirely of its coffee shop origins. There are cute and fun moments and shenanigans to be had in every route, especially Kawaru's. I was a bit concerned about the relatively blatant age gap that Kotone and Kawaru have, but still they ended up actually being my favorite due to a good mix of memorable scenes and cute character interactions. It also helps that Junichi Suwabe voices him, and yes, while all the VAs are really good, it's Suwabe. Cafe Enchante starts as one of the slower experiences of an otome romance. On one hand, it should have used its themes to differentiate itself from the other titles, but it doesn't. Even with the slow burn, fans can still enjoy the familiar beats with the new cast of pretty boys. But I personally wouldn't mind something with more sparkles and butterflies. Noisy Pixel is giving Cafe Enchante a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Noisy Pixel's group dedicated to bringing you guys the best new reviews, previews, and more. Please stick around by watching our other videos and ringing the little bell for, notifications so you can see when the next ones come up. Anyway, who's the best boy? Because, damn it, I already said Kawaru was the best boy this time. What do you guys think?